Hello viewers, welcome to Aspire High channel, an upcoming education content channel primarily intended for management studies. In this video session, we shall have a detailed discussion on the plan of action for revision for the coming term and examination this month itself in respect of the MMPC 5, a core subject paper in semester 1 of MBA program of IGNOU in the new syllabus in the distance mode, titled Quantitative Analysis for Managerial Applications. You all know that the maiden course taken up for discussion in our Aspire High channel was MMPC 2, that is Human Resource Management. It was extensively covered, running into 24 video classes aimed at the term and examination December 2024 that was just concluded. Based on the feedback received in the comment section for the MMPC 2 course, I thought it fit to have a short video session aimed at MMPC 5 with sole focus on revision, because the examination is going to be held in a few days. So no topic wise discussion is contemplated, but this video session may be of help for effective revision by the students. Those who have already completed the course exhaustively or reasonably well, a plan of action for effective revision could be had from this video session. And for those students who have still some gap or backlog in covering the topics, they may have a appropriate choice of the units and also the relevant topics, because the time is very short, for completing the course accordingly and move forward for effective revision by them also. In this way, this particular video session is going to be taken up way forward. And the first and foremost point I would like to highlight is that sometimes when the examination is a 5 out of 8 pattern with no compulsory question, one can have a choice of block even. Suppose there are 4 blocks, one may even attempt to omit one block, prefer not generally the last block, and still can have effective answering of all the 5 questions, 5 out of 8 pattern, and with no compulsory question. But such a risk cannot be taken in the current course, that is MMPC 5. My first suggestion is, don't eliminate any block from study. For example, the block 4, the last block, is having unit on correlation, which is a very important topic. So under no circumstances we could adopt elimination of a total block. So we must be very selective. If the time won't permit, we must be selective in units and sometimes even topics, but not the entire block. So we'll see how the exam pattern is way forward. Now coming to the examination pattern, the pattern that is presented in this slide is based on the June 2024 examination. This pattern was there right from this new syllabus, that is MMPC 5, that is from December 2021. So the first exam was in December 2021, subsequently June 2022 and December 2022 on the same pattern. But what happened is, in June 2023 and also December 2023, 5 out of 7 pattern with no compulsory question was introduced. 5 into 20, 100 marks. That is relatively an easy exam pattern. 5 out of 7. Of course, out of the 7, 4 were problems. Okay, anyhow, the earlier exam pattern was reverted in June 2024. So that is going to be the last exam, the previous exam for us. So we are going to discuss this plan of action for revision based on this exam pattern only. That is exam pattern as presented here and as there for June 2024. Here there are two sections, Section A and Section B. Section B is compulsory for 40 marks, Section A is for 60 marks with choice. 6 questions are going to be there and we have to answer 4. There will be questions, there will be problems, and one question is a short notes question wherein 5 topics are going to be given and we have to write short notes on any 3 out of the 5. And it is always suggested that if the student is comfortable with any of the 3 of the 5, it is better to pick up that particular question. That is, it is better to attempt short notes. So score can be higher, provided 3 out of the 5 are very much familiar and well studied topics. Next, the 15 marks questions, the normal pattern is there will be 3 questions and 2 problems with 15 marks weightage. So 3 plus 2 plus 1, total 6, we have to answer 4. Here, if we are suggested, if we are going to choose the short notes, then we are left with 3 more questions to be taken up. But what happens is, unless exhaustively studied, it is very difficult to have all the 3 questions on hand. So problems are equally important. Coming to section B, that is compulsory section, there will be 2 questions. One is a problem and another is a main question. Both are of 20 marks weightage. Total 40. Both are to be answered. Here, for the candidates or the students who are very much comfortable in attempting problems, there is no issue. Simply, they can take up short notes and 2 problems and 1 question out of 3 which one can easily pick it up. No issue. Compulsory question anyhow it has to be answered as given. But when it comes to the students who are not that much comfortable in attempting problems, a plan of action is required. I am not talking of the compulsory one, but when it comes to choice, the short notes we can take it up. After that, at least 1 problem, say preferably from the block 1 if it is there, one can easily do it. So 2 are over and 2 out of the 3, that 2 out of the 3 main questions of 15 marks are to be answered. In that way, those who are not very much comfortable with the problems could plan. For that, a very clear and effective revision of main questions is required. That we shall discuss way forward, block wise, unit wise, and also identification of important topics. Okay, that we will see based on the analysis of the previous 6 semester term and examination question papers, right, commencing from December 2021 onwards. Now, in this discussion, we will adopt a method wherein we will first see the previous examination questions that are asked in the 6 papers we have been seeing, that is December 2021, June and December of 2022, June and December of 2023, and June 2024. We will see unit wise. It also has 3 parts: the main question, the problem, and the short notes. Please take note of all the short notes that are being presented now. Short notes are more and more likely to get repeated. So don't leave any short notes. They are going to get repeated and you have a choice there also, 3 out of 5. You can easily pick up 3 and answer in section A. And regarding problems, at the end there is a separate slide for discussion. And regarding the main questions, we will see unit wise now. The first unit is unit 1, collection of data. Primary data may either be collected through the observation method or through the questionnaire method. Explain in view of statement any one method in brief. The success of collecting data through a questionnaire depends mainly on how skillfully and imaginatively the questionnaire has been designed. Explain in view of the statement, designing of questionnaire. So main focus is on questionnaire method. So that is a very, very important topic from unit 1. It doesn't mean that you should prepare that particular topic only. For that purpose, I am going to give a list of topics from which we can expect questions for the coming term and examination. That is the main heading of this particular video session, that is important questions for term examination in December 2024. That we are going to present a block wise. Of course, unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4 like that. So first see the questions, and one normal impression is that this is not a standard thing. That means it may happen, it may not happen. Normally, main questions that are given in June 2024 may not get repeated in the coming examination. Short notes may get repeated. Problems may get repeated. Next, unit 2, presentation of data. Whatever the main question that is there marked in a specific color is from section B. For easy identification, I have marked in color. That is from section B. That is compulsory question. There is a 20 marks question. What do you understand by the term classification of data? What is the main reason of classifying data? Also explain some common types of classification. So please understand the importance of this first block, first units. First block, first units. This is there in the section B. That is a compulsory question. That you have to identify the importance of it. Next, short notes, histogram was asked once. Guidelines for choosing the class was asked once. This unit 3, measures of central tendency, is mainly important from the problems point of view. Of course, the main question that is there here, the arithmetic mean is the most commonly used and readily understood measure of central tendency. Do you agree? Comment. Also explain the mathematical properties of arithmetic mean. That is one essay question or main question. Short notes are mathematical properties of median was asked twice. That is why I am saying short notes are getting repeated always. So we have to be very thorough with all the short notes that are presented here in this video class. Mathematical properties of arithmetic mean was asked once, but mathematical properties of arithmetic mean was already there in the main question in December 2022. So they are getting repeated. Next, problems are there. One problem was there on median, and one problem on mean and standard deviation once, and one problem on arithmetic mean, citing that you have to use a shortcut method, that was there in June 2022, like that. So whatever may be the actual term examination paper, whether it's June 2022 or December 2023, whatever it may be, the questions that are asked, the problems that are asked are highlighted in these slides unit wise. So what we understand is unit 3 is having focus on problems. Unit 4, measures of variation and skewness. Here, if you see, problem is there on Bowley's measure of skewness, and one problem on standard deviation, and one essay question. The standard deviation is the most widely used and important measure of variation. Comment on the statement. Also discuss the properties of a good measure of variation. Once a short note was there, coefficient of variation. Based on the previous question papers, the main questions, short notes and problems from unit 1, 2, 3, 4, I have enlisted here the important topics pertaining to block 1. Here, when I am presenting these topics, they are directly replicated from the course material of IGNOU, so that it is easy for you to pick up and thoroughly study. The wording is not direct, was not picked up from the question. It is picked up from your course material directly. So in unit 1, primary and secondary data, methods of collecting primary data, designing a questionnaire, sources of secondary data, census and sample. These are the 5 topics I have identified for the coming term and examination. Here the thing is, as already discussed, the questionnaire was asked, and always remember that when you are going to study a unit, first invariably the introduction is to be studied. After that, if the time is not permitting, we are going for some elimination. So important topics we will be studying, but at the same time, I cannot leave a topic like census and sample even though it was not asked, because there is a probability of that being asked as a short notes. Census and sample may be asked as a short notes. Coming to unit 2, classification of data, objectives of classification of data, types of classification, guidelines for choosing the classes. These 4 are identified as important topics. Next, unit 3, as just now discussed, the unit 3 has more focus on problems. So that's why arithmetic mean, mathematical properties of arithmetic mean, because they are short notes. Median, mathematical properties of median. Mode I have included because mode is likely to be asked as a short notes. Similarly, you should have a fair understanding of the relationship among mean, median and mode. And finally, properties of a good measure of central tendency. These are the 7 topics from unit 3. Unit 4, standard deviation, significance of measuring variation, properties of a good measure of variation, coefficient of variation, skewness and relative skewness. These are the 6 topics. The topics are directly presented. That means their wording is directly taken from the course material, so that you can easily pick up in the course material and study them. If you see here, I have marked in separate color unit all the 4. Interestingly, all the 4, unit 1, 2, 3, 4. All the 4 are very, very important. Or I can say that block 1, be very thorough, because main questions will come and it is also easy for you to answer. Second is, sometimes the main question the question has come in section B, that is a compulsory question. Problems are going to be asked and short notes are also there. So block 1 is very, very important. That's why I have marked all the units in a separate identifiable color, that is unit 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming to block 2, unit 5, basic concepts of probability. Here the main question was asked in June 2024 in section B, compulsory question. Explain the term probability theory. What are the different approaches to probability theory? So this time, write short notes on probability theory. That cannot be ruled out. Don't think that just because it was asked in June 2024, we can leave out the entire unit. No, don't think like that. Next is another repetition. What do you understand by the term probability theory? Explain different approaches to probability theory. In addition to that, there is one short notes Bayes theorem, and twice problems are asked from this unit 5, June 2023 and December 2021. And in the case of December 2021, it was in section B, compulsory question. Next unit, unit 6, discrete probability distributions. Here, the main question was asked in section B, compulsory question. Explain the concept of Bernoulli process along with binomial distribution in detail. Short notes are very clear here. There is a repetition. Pascal distribution was asked twice. The Bernoulli's process was asked as a short notes in June 2023. Poisson's distribution was asked in December 2022. There are no problems from this unit 6. Unit 7, continuous probability distributions. This unit is heavily loaded with problems as far as examination is concerned. The problem was there in June 2024, December 2023, December 2022, as far as exponential probability distribution is concerned. In case of normal distribution, it was asked twice, and there was a short notes in December 2021 on normal distribution. So you have to understand the focus. This particular unit is towards problems. Now, unit 8, a relief now, no problems, only theory. Decision theory, unit 8, decision theory. Explain the various criteria that are helpful in taking decisions when the probability of occurrence of outcomes are not known. What are the various key issues in decision theory? Explain the decision tree approach. Short notes, decision tree approach. And no question is marked in color, that is all are from section A only, not from section B compulsory question. So this is somewhat comfortable as far as preparation is concerned. Based on the questions that we have seen from the previous papers for unit 5, 6, 7, 8, these are the important topics that I have enlisted here unit wise, from which we can expect questions in the coming term and examination, December 2024. Unit 5, basic concepts, different approaches to probability theory, revising probability estimate. Here in your course material, the topic will be in the name of revising probability estimate. But in the examination, the question will be Bayes theorem. Write short notes on Bayes theorem. That Bayes theorem will be there in that particular topic, revising probability estimate. So that's why for your comfort I am listing out the topics as they are mentioned in your IGNOU course material. So you see here unit 6 basic concepts, random variable and probability distribution, and there is one topic in unit 6. The topic is some important discrete probability distributions, from which the Bernoulli's process, binomial distribution, Pascal distribution, Poisson distribution, all those things that we have seen as short notes when you have seen the questions for unit 6 have come from that particular topic, some important discrete probability distributions. You see here I have marked unit 5 separately. Okay, I will tell after completion of all the units. Similarly, unit 7 basic concepts, exponential distribution, normal distribution, because problems have come from both exponential distribution and normal distribution. Unit 8 marked in a separate color. You can see here the topics are introduction, certain key issues in decision theory, decision tree approach, other approaches. The question that was mentioned here has come from other approaches. So this unit 8 is marked separately. So far what are marked? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4 entire block. Unit 5 and unit 8 in block 2. They are marked as important. Now we shall see block 3. Unit 9 sampling methods. Here also SI of relief, no problems. Only essay question and short notes, and all from section A. What do you understand by sampling? What are the various reasons that make sampling so attractive in drawing conclusions about the population? What do you understand by probability sampling methods? Explain the various types of probability sampling. If you see here, they were not asked in June 2024 essay question, so probability is more now. And short notes, stratified sampling, non-probability sampling, probability sampling method. So they may get repeated. If at all essay question is not there, short notes will be definitely be there, then they may get repeated. So unit 9 is actually somewhat comfortable as far as preparation is concerned when compared to the previous units like 6 and 7. Next comes unit 10, sampling distributions. Here problem is also there in June 2023 on estimation of population mean, and the short note central limit theorem, which can be repeated also, important topic. And the main question is explain the concept of sampling distribution, also state why do we need to study sampling distributions, but it is in June 2024. So that may not get repeated because possibility is less. I won't say that it won't get repeated, the possibility is less. Otherwise it will move to short notes because that was asked in the previous exam. Next is unit 11, testing of hypothesis. Here the main question is from section B, compulsory question. What do you understand by the term hypothesis? Explain null and alternate hypothesis along with the help of examples. That was in June 2022. Probability of repetition is high. Short notes are also very good in number. Hypothesis testing procedure was asked twice. Two-tailed test, one-tailed test, type 1 and type 2 error. They were all asked. Probability of repetition is very high. Unit 12, chi-square test. Problem on chi-square test was there directly in as a compulsory question, that is in section B in June 2024. Explain the chi-square distribution, explain how do you use it in testing independence of categorized data and testing the goodness of it. That was one main question in December 2022. Of course, there is a short notes also, write short notes on chi-square distribution. Based on the questions, problems, short notes we have seen for unit 9, 10, 11, 12. 9, 10, 11, 12. We will see now the important topics. I have enlisted these important topics from which questions can be expected in the coming term examination, December 2024. Unit 9 is marked as important. Introduction, why sampling, types of sampling, probability sampling methods, non-probability sampling methods. These are the 5 topics I have picked up. There are some other topics. Always you see, if you see the course material, there are more and more topics. We have enlisted some topics based on the previous exam questions or problems or short notes. Not only that, somewhat more important but not at all asked so far. There is a possibility of being asked for the first time. They are also included. Next comes unit 10, introduction, sampling distribution of the mean and central limit theorem. These 3 are identified. Unit 11, the topics are introduction, some basic concepts, and hypothesis testing procedure. Unit 12, introduction, testing the goodness of it, testing independence of categorized data. If you see here in block 3, I have identified unit 9 only as important and marked in color. Now we are into the last block, block 4. It is not good on our part to leave any block totally. That will be a very costly mistake. So let us see the last block also as usually. Unit 13, business forecasting. It's a pure theory unit, pure theory, no problems. Explain the why forecasting is so important in business. Identify the applications of forecasting for medium and short-term decisions. That was asked in June 2024. Why is forecasting so important in business? Identify the application of forecasting for short-term and medium-term decisions. And one statement is given that is more or less same. Here also what they are asking is application of forecasting for long-term decisions. So once long-term is asked, one short-term and medium-term is asked, once like that. That is short-term, medium-term, long-term. All the three are asked. The statement is the primary purpose of forecasting is to provide valuable information for planning the design and operation of the enterprise. Planning decisions may be long-term, medium-term, and short-term. Based on that statement, they are asking us to explain the application of forecasting for long-term decisions. But we have to prepare for short-term, medium-term, and long-term decisions. And even though that essay question is there in the last exam, probability of being asked is a short notes. Simply forecasting for long-term decisions. That could be a short notes. Forecasting for short-term and medium-term decisions. That could be a short notes. So in that way, we can prepare for the exam. Unit 14 correlation is very, very important. Just like I said, entire block 1 is very, very important. Unit 1, 2, 3, 4. Unit 14 correlation is also very, very important. If you see here, there is a lot of repetition. Problem on correlation coefficient once asked in section B and also asked several times in section A. Problem on rank correlation was asked in section A twice. Short notes on rank correlation is there. Correlation coefficient is there. And there is an essay question or main question in December 2022. What do you understand by correlation coefficient? Discuss the different types of association between variables. So as far as problems are concerned, rank correlation and correlation coefficient problems are to be thoroughly be seen. And remember, the problems are also going to be there directly from the course material. Maybe the numbers may change. Unit 15 regression, only short notes are being asked. The probability of getting repeated is very high. They are linear regression, variety of regression models, least square criterion, and regression analysis. The last unit, time series analysis. Here one short notes Box-Jenkins model for time series is there, and one main question. Time series analysis is one of the most powerful methods in use, especially for short-term forecasting purposes. Comment on the statement, also explain the decomposition method. Relatively, the importance for this unit, we can say it is less important from the examination point of view. Now the important topics from block 4. Unit 13, marked in color. There are 3 topics: introduction, forecasting for long-term decisions, forecasting for medium and short-term decisions. Unit 14, also important and marked in color: introduction, correlation coefficient, testing for the significance of correlation coefficient, and rank correlation. Unit 15, also marked in color. The topics are introduction, fitting a straight line, variety of regression models. The short notes asked least squares criterion was from the topic fitting a straight line. Unit 16, introduction, decomposition methods, an outline of Box-Jenkins models for time series. So in this way, we have identified topics in respect of all the 16 units, but at the same time, we have also identified important units and marked them in separate color. So to sum up, those important units are units 1, 2, 3, 4 in block 1, units 5 and 8 in block 2, unit 9 in block 3, and units 13, 14, 15 in block 4. These are the important units in respect of the coming term and examination, December 2024. So totally we have identified 10 units out of 16 units that are there in the course material. Now we shall focus on the problems. From the analysis of the previous 6 semester question papers, we have understood that problems are normally found from unit 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 12 and 14. So unit 3 is measures of central tendency, unit 4 measures of variation and skewness, unit 5 basic concepts of probability, unit 7 continuous probability distributions, unit 10 sampling distributions, unit 12 chi-square test, unit 14 correlation. Out of these, unit 3, unit 4 and unit 14 are very important. So first, thoroughly see all the problems that are present in the course material pertaining to the topics that we have already enlisted. So go to the unit 3, 4 and 14, see the topics already we have enlisted here, and in the course material whatever problems are there, thoroughly see and even note down the formulas, etc., so that it will be very much easy for you to attempt the problems in the examination. If still time permits, then you can take up the remaining units, that is 5, 7, 10 and 12 in whatever order you would like to have. This is my suggestion as far as the revision is concerned, having regard to the short period of time left. That is all about the problems. So in this way, the discussion on how to go about with the revision for the MMPC 5 is complete. I request the IGNOU learners to volunteer to send a copy of the examination question papers MMPC 5 and also the previous one MMPC 2 to my mail ID ramnarao11@gmail.com, which is given in the first slide. And I wish all of you the very best for the coming term and examination for MMPC 5 on 31st of this month. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I request all the viewers to subscribe to the channel if not already done, and feedback in the comment section is most welcome, preferably after taking this MMPC 5 exam on 31st December. Once again, thank you for watching the series of videos for both MMPC 2 and this exclusive video on MMPC 5. Thank you.